Okay, now moving over to the right, we have another section of the studio that this is actually mirroring something not unlike my live rig, but we're also getting into the MIDI portion of the studio. None of these boards over here are MIDI'd at the moment to anything. So, but this one down here on the bottom is. This is a Yamaha P200 stage piano. It's pretty basic. Not a lot of sounds, mainly piano and some strings and things like that. It's a really solid piece, built in 1998, and it's a great live rig. You'll notice it's got this flat top. It's got some built-in speakers, so I don't have to have it plugged into to a sound system necessarily in order just in order to hear it. This is great, especially in a home studio setting. And up on top of it, we have an Alesis Ion, which is a VA synth from I don't know, 8-10 years ago now. I just got this not that long ago, so I'm still learning it. But it's a great piece. Really enjoyed it. But this section of the studio, like I said, the P200 is MIDI'd to the Mac rig over here. So we're controlling all of the sounds and logic from the P200. So if we turn on, it's got this great little MIDI switch, so that if I want to control MIDI sounds, that is actually the Jupiter, the Arturia Jupiter 8V is being triggered by the P200. And what's cool is if I don't want to send MIDI over there, I can just turn a little MIDI switch off. Here's the piano volume. We'll turn that guy up. And it's just a great piano sound. So I'm using it, like I said, as a controller here in the studio, and I also use it as a controller live. Live, what I'll do is I take this Yamaha Mo 6, stick it up on top of the P200, MIDI everything into main stage, and I've got a pretty robust little rig. In those cases, what I do is I have this little guy, which is velcroed to the piano here. This is a Korg Nano Control 9 fader. It's got 9 faders. It's a MIDI control surface that can send MIDI control data over here to main stage, and it basically works like a mixer. So in main stage, I'll have, say, here I have these 5 instruments in main stage, and I would control the volume on each of those with this mixer. It's very handy. So it's not connected at the moment, but if I were in a live setting, I would use it in that way. Then of course the Ion is a really fun little kind of virtual analog board. I don't MIDI it to anything at the moment. I'm still just learning how the architecture of this thing works. I've worked with analog synths in the past, but it's been a minute, and so it's been refreshing to kind of get reacquainted with it. But it's got some great like lead sounds. I also have at the moment I have this sitting up on a couple of wood blocks. That's why it's kind of moving around a little bit. I like to do that so that I can have the panel lean back at me. You can't really see the angle there, but so I have it resting on a couple of blocks so that it will, lean up a bit. But unfortunately, it hide some of the controls on the P200. So, anyway, that is this other section of the studio, and we'll keep moving with some more hardware here in a second.